Welcome to PESTEL Driven Strategic Choices, where external forces shape our decisions. This slide frames the 6 PESTEL dimensions: political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal, feeding into a central strategy node. The visual shows how each factor channels risks and opportunities into decision-making and sets up why scanning the broader environment matters before committing resources. Here we contrast internal SWOT thinking with external PESTEL scanning. SWOT helps teams act on strengths and weaknesses inside the firm, while PESTEL forces you to externalize risks that could become threats if ignored. The graphic warns that skipping PESTEL risks turning strategy into wishful thinking, so the right flow is reveal risks with PESTEL, then respond with focused SWOT actions. This slide walks through turning qualitative signals into quantitative inputs for modeling. Political cues like policy, stability, or tariff shifts are analyzed and translated into cost or revenue impacts, while economic indicators such as GDP, inflation, and interest rates inform market demand assumptions. The diagram shows how these signals feed strategic modeling and financial forecasts to produce defensible numeric estimates for decision-making. Social and technological waves are changing demand and cost structures at the same time. Social shifts like an aging workforce or rising ethical consumerism create new customer segments and service needs, while tech developments from AI democratization to 5G rollout reshape costs and enable new offerings. The slide highlights how tracking these waves reveals both strategic opportunity and operational risk. This page drills into environmental and legal drivers, mapping cost pressures against revenue enablers. Climate mitigation and resource scarcity raise transition costs, yet eco-compliance and renewable opportunities unlock premium segments and product innovation. On the legal side, regulatory compliance and data privacy risks can erode margins quickly, while strong IP and contract protections create market advantages when handled proactively. Step 1 is defining the charter and assembling a cross-functional team. Start with a clear, objective, bounded scope and measurable success metrics to avoid data overload. Then bring together market, finance, legal, R&D, and sustainability representatives. Narrow scoping ensures everyone evaluates the same decisions, and cross-functional ownership makes analysis actionable rather than siloed. Robust PESTEL depends on high-quality evidence. Gather inputs from sources like OECD and IMF stats, ESG reports, industry publications, and patent filings. Then vet them for recency, source credibility, and methodological transparency. The triage rule on the slide recommends discarding outdated or unvalidated data, so subsequent modeling rests on defensible inputs and minimizes reliance on biased or stale signals. Prioritizing trends requires an impact versus uncertainty filter. Plot each PESTEL trend on the matrix. High impact, high uncertainty items become scenario drivers and monitoring priorities, while low impact items are deprioritized. The visual flags examples such as a rising carbon tax as a top right item, worthy of scenario planning and ongoing watch lists for early warning signs. Scenario planning links PESTEL insights to strategic testing by mapping regulatory speed against technology adoption. The scenario matrix produces 4 futures, for example, rapid transformation, tech stagnation, or regulatory whiplash, which are then consolidated into testable narratives like green boom or tech stagnation, each with estimated GDP or market size ranges to guide stress testing of options. When evaluating strategic options under future scenarios, run each idea through the scenario set and capture metrics like NPV, payback, and risk exposure. The scoring table lets you rank options and identify no-regret moves that perform above threshold in every world. This disciplined approach highlights which initiatives are robust across uncertainty and which depend on a single favorable future. Institutionalizing PESTEL means making environmental scanning cyclical and tied to business milestones. Integrate PESTEL into annual strategy refreshes, quarterly risk boards, and monthly treasury hedging, and track KPIs such as the share of high-impact trends with assigned owners or the percent of risks with updated action plans. Continuous scanning enables faster, proactive decision-making rather than one-off exercises. To execute rigorously, avoid common PESTEL pitfalls like checklist mentality, confirmation bias, data dumping, and siloed ownership. The slide recommends disciplined countermeasures, rotate a devil's advocate, run pre-mortems, produce one-page syntheses, and secure an executive sponsor from a different function. The readiness question to close with is simple. If a trend hits tomorrow, can we name the owner, trigger, and response within 24 hours?